yo, it's your boy Skiddy.
What's happening, Mag Fam Lab here, and back with another video as we count down the top 10 classic Sony PS1 games that definitely deserve or desperately need a remake.
So, number one, you got Legend of Legia. I don't know if y'all played this game, but I remember first seeing this game on a commercial, and that was my stuff.
Legend of Legia was a personal favorite for me too. Legend of Legia definitely needs a remake. I'll hop on that real quick if the developers or if Sony was able to make that happen.
Wasn't too much publicity on this game, but I don't know, it was something about it. But then when I got it, game over, game over.
But number two, I'm gonna have to kick it off with Legend of Dragoon.
Yo, Legend of Dragoon was my stuff back in the day, yo. Oh, that gust of wind dance.
Now, Legend of Dragoon is another classic that is near and dear to my heart. I played a lot of that game. Man, the story was fire. The Dragoons were dope. They had a lot of detail and they really changed the dynamic of the battle system, which was all about timing and accuracy, right? To like get the most out of the move. But yeah, Legend of Dragoon. Imagine that game with improved graphics or telling that story over again, introducing it to like a new audience, right? Imagine Legend of Dragoon remastered with better animations and better graphics. That would look so dope. Oh my gosh, please make it happen.
Yeah, but yo, number three, Bloody Roar. Man, Bloody Roar needs to get, we need one. We need one right now. But that's definitely a PS1 classic that needs a remake, yo. Definitely, yo. Like, you remember that combo with Lila, what was it, Long, the dragon, the tiger, Long the tiger with the glasses. It was crazy.
Bloody Roar looks good. I never really played it, but coming in at number four, I'm gonna have to give it to Metal Gear Solid.
Yo, Metal Gear Solid was my stuff, yo. I remember when I first got that, man. I got it Christmas a minute ago, and I had the book, so I ain't even gonna front. I definitely was running it. I had everybody's channels. I remember that. I remember that. Snake. I remember all that.
Snake, are you okay? Snake?
The original Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. The game had a crazy story. It had like hacks where you had to like switch your controller over or Psycho Mantis to like read your memory card. So imagine that game again with improved graphics because Metal Gear Solid 5 was dope, right? The story was deep and had a lot of layers attached to it. Well, so did Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. That game too desperately needs a remake, desperately needs to be reintroduced to a new audience. Please make it happen. That game, remake Metal Gear Solid. Stat.
Yeah. Coming in at number five though, Parasite Eve. Yes. Parasite Eve. That was definitely that work as an RPG back in the day. They need to definitely bring that back. Like, get it together, whoever. Let's go.
Parasite Eve, another game, looks good. Definitely should get remastered. I gotta give it to Skiddy for that one, but coming in number six, it's going to have to be Syphon Filter.
Yo, Syphon Filter, yo. Man.
Syphon Filter, y'all. Listen, Syphon Filter came before Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, another dope espionage-based game, but Syphon Filter really made you feel like a action espionage star, right? Like the game, like Tom Cruise of the espionage action stealth genre. But that game should be remade with better graphics. It would like really benefit from improved hardware, better lighting simulations, and would have you look great on like the PS5, maybe even the PS4. It would definitely benefit from the hardware underneath the hood of a PS5. It could definitely benefit from PCs that's able to push their hardware to the limit and get the most out of their games.
I went hours in with that game. Hours. Number seven, more of a hidden gem. You know what I mean? Now, people are maybe familiar with Nightmare Creatures, but Nightmare Creatures 2, you could like get the execution with that axe. Oh man, it was crazy. And Rob Zombie did the soundtrack for that game. It definitely got it in. He did his thing on that game. He did his thing for that soundtrack for that game. So definitely Nightmare Creatures 2 needs a hands down remake, or Nightmare Creatures, period. But Nightmare Creatures 2 specifically.
Nightmare Creatures, okay, not bad, not bad. But coming in for number 8 is gonna have to be Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal, man, I lost a lot of friends over that game. Twisted Metal was the original Battle Royale, but except with cars, with vehicles, right? And the story was really deep. Each character had like their own individual scenario that led them to like the events of participating in the Hunger Games of cars, if you will. I mean, that game too would benefit from improved graphics, and just imagine some of the other elements they could add to, like, say, adding dynamic features or dynamic events like floods or earthquakes that would really change the landscape of the battlefield. Twisted Metal definitely needs a remake. Some of these sequels that came after weren't that bad, but the object of this list is to compile some of the best classics that desperately need to be reintroduced to a newer, younger generation, and I recommend that you start with Twisted Metal. That game definitely needs a remake.
Yo, I completely forgot about Twisted Metal. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That one was a wild one, yo. Coming in at number 9, Xenogears.
Damn, Skiddy pulled out Xenogears, man. Xenogears was another game that I skipped school over playing.
I'm gonna need Faye to do the XXO combo, man. Let's X square triangle. Come on, we need to get it together.
If it was announced that there was a remake for Xenogears today, I'd be saving up to upgrade my hardware tomorrow or in the future.
I still play it. My PlayStation 3 still works, and I was able to keep all my stuff. So yeah, I still get it in. Definitely. So definitely Xenogears, hands down, needs a remake. Full remake. Let's get it together. Somebody.
Xenogears, solid game, solid story. The Xenogears 2 changed the dynamic of the battle system a lot like Legend of Legia, a lot like Legend of Dragoon, and then Xenogears again followed suit and also had a rather dynamic battle system when you were able to activate your Xenogear. But that's a good one. But coming in at number 10, I'm gonna have to give it to Silent Hill. Silent Hill was a game that still lives in the imagination and nightmares of gamers to this day, some 20 odd years later. The graphics weren't that great, but the game was heavy atmospheric. It really brought the city of Silent Hill to life. And when you played as the protagonist, you felt vulnerable because the protagonist was considered your everyday, ordinary, everyday person or individual. No special abilities, right? Like no prior law enforcement or military training. It was just a normal guy. But yeah, Silent Hill, not a bad game. Definitely needs a remake. Could benefit from newer hardware, improved animations, what have you. Definitely tell that story over again, and may even respark some new interest, for the Silent Hill sequels that came thereafter. They weren't that great, but again, if we're going to get you started on, following the storyline or introducing you to the game properly, then I highly recommend we remake Silent Hill 1 and let's get that introduced to a newer, again, younger generation. But there goes my top 10, y'all. It's been Lap here. It's been fun. Thanks for giving this one a watch. But again, that's my top 10 classic Sony PS1 games that definitely need a remake. I hope to catch you on the next one. So until then, be easy.